Have you ever caught your reflection in the mirror and felt a pang of disconnection? The face looking back isn't the one you remember from decades ago. The world races forward, technology, trends, even friendships shift, while your body, once so reliable, now aches or slows. Aging can feel like being left behind, like time is slipping through your fingers. From the vibrant streets of Chicago to the tranquil retirement communities of Florida, millions of seniors grapple with this quiet struggle. But what if the real battle isn't against aging? What if it's against our resistance to life's natural flow? Today in Elders' Wisdom, we're diving into 6 profound Buddhist truths that will transform how you see aging. These lessons, rooted in the Buddha's teachings of impermanence and acceptance, aren't about loss. They're about liberation. They show us that aging isn't something to fear, but a journey to embrace with grace, wisdom, and even joy. Whether you're 55 or 85, these truths can shift your perspective, helping you live not just longer, but richer, fuller, more meaningful days. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from clinging to what must change. Anicca, or impermanence, is the heartbeat of life. Everything arises, shifts, and passes. By resisting this, we create our own pain. But by accepting it, we unlock peace. Today, we'll explore 6 truths that reframe aging as an unfolding of something deeper. One of them, often overlooked, is the key to living each day with purpose, no matter how many years remain. Stay with me until the end to discover it. Before we begin, pause and comment below. What's the hardest part of aging for you? Your thoughts connect you to our Elders' Wisdom community, from Ohio to Arizona, and inspire others. Let's dive in and uncover how these Buddhist truths can change everything, helping you age not with regret, but with radiance. Point 1. You must accept that you no longer look young, and that's a gift. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt a disconnect between yourself and the reflection staring back? Wrinkles have appeared, gray hair has multiplied, and that face no longer resembles the one from your youth. Society bombards us with messages to fight aging. Use creams to erase wrinkles, dye hair to hide the silver, chase youth at all costs. But what if the mirror isn't your enemy? This Buddhist truth teaches that true beauty lies not in flawless skin, but in the wisdom, presence, and kindness you carry within. Your wrinkles aren't flaws. They're the map of a life well lived. Your gray hair isn't a loss. It's a crown of experience. The Buddha taught that clinging to fleeting things, like a youthful appearance, breeds suffering. In Zen philosophy, beauty is found in the present moment, not in resisting change. A 2021 study in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that seniors who embraced their physical changes reported 30% higher life satisfaction than those who fought against them. Why? Because acceptance frees you from the illusion that youth equals value. When you let go of the pressure to look young, you open your heart to your true worth, the wisdom gained through decades, the compassion forged through challenges, and the presence that makes you shine from within. Consider Ellen, a 77-year-old woman living in a coastal retirement community in California. Ellen used to dread her reflection. Her skin sagged, her hair turned silver, and she felt she was becoming invisible. She spent hundreds of dollars on anti-aging creams, desperately trying to reclaim the face of her 40s. But everything changed when a friend invited her to a local meditation group. There, she heard a profound Zen story. An elderly woman, filled with sorrow, said to a Zen master, "Master, my beauty has faded. My hair is silver, my skin is lined, I feel like I no longer exist." The master smiled and led her to a garden, pointing to a cherry tree in full bloom. "Is this beauty?" he asked. She nodded. Then he showed her an ancient sequoia, its bark weathered, its branches gnarled by time. "And this?" Hesitant, she admitted, "It's different, but there's a strength and dignity to it." The master chuckled. "A child sees only the cherry blossom, but those with wisdom see the sequoia." The story struck Ellen deeply. She realized her beauty hadn't faded. It had transformed. She stopped hiding her gray hair, wore her wrinkles with pride, and enrolled in a senior art class at her community center. Her confidence blossomed, and neighbors began commenting on the light she radiated. Ellen wasn't young again. She was present, resilient, and kind, qualities no cream could replicate. Today, she organizes outdoor painting sessions, inspiring other seniors in California to embrace their own faces with love. You can do this too. The next time you look in the mirror, don't mourn your youth. See the stories etched in your wrinkles, the lessons woven into your silver strands. A 2019 study in aging and mental health revealed that seniors who valued inner qualities over appearance had significantly lower rates of depression. Celebrate the wisdom you've earned through years of storms and triumphs. Wear your years like a garment crafted from grace and experience. Try this. Write down 3 life experiences your face reflects: a love that shaped you, a loss that taught you resilience, a victory that filled you with pride. Share them with a friend or bring your story to a nearby senior center, like those in Chicago or Arizona. These experiences are the testament to the life you've lived, and they form your unique beauty. That beauty isn't behind you, it's within you right now. Comment below. What experience does your face tell? Your response connects you to our community, inspiring thousands from Florida to Ohio. Point 2. Death is inevitable, a law of life. Embrace it and live meaningfully. The second Buddhist truth confronts us with a reality that is both sobering and profoundly liberating. Death is inevitable, an unyielding law of life rooted in the cycle of birth and cessation. Everything that arises, every breath, every moment, must eventually pass away. Yet, this isn't a summons to despair. It's a powerful invitation to live each day with deep purpose, to make every moment count. The Buddha taught that resisting death fuels suffering, but embracing it as a natural part of life's rhythm frees us to focus on what truly matters: love, kindness, and the legacy of our actions. In America, death is a topic we often sidestep. A 2020 study in the Journal of Palliative Medicine revealed that 60% of seniors hadn't discussed their end-of-life wishes, leaving them gripped by anxiety and uncertainty. From the bustling suburbs of Ohio to the quiet retirement communities of Texas, many fear the unknown, lying awake wondering if they've done enough, loved enough, lived enough. But Buddhism offers a different perspective. Death is not an adversary, but a teacher. A Zen saying captures this wisdom: the life of man is of no greater duration than the breath of his nostrils. Each inhale and exhale is a fleeting gift, a reminder that life's brevity makes every moment precious. Consider George, an 80-year-old from a small town in Texas. After losing his brother to a sudden heart attack, George was haunted by his own mortality. Night after night, he lay awake, consumed by thoughts of running out of time. The fear was paralyzing, draining the joy from his days. Then, a Buddhist friend shared a parable that changed everything. A young monk asked his master, "How do you prepare for death?" The master replied, "I live each day as if it were my last. I love fully, act with kindness, and rest in peace knowing I've given my best." Inspired, George began a simple daily practice. Each morning, he wrote down one meaningful act he would do that day: calling a grandchild to share a story, volunteering at his local church to serve meals, or writing a heartfelt letter to an old friend. Within months, his anxiety began to fade. George wasn't just waiting for death. He was living with intention, filling his days with purpose. His family noticed a new lightness in him, a warmth that radiated from his renewed focus on the present. You can embrace this truth too. A 2022 study in psychology and aging found that seniors who accepted their mortality reported 25% higher life satisfaction compared to those who avoided the topic. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing to live fully in the time you have. Try this practical step. Each evening, take a moment to reflect on one experience that brought you joy that day. It could be a vibrant sunset over an Arizona desert, a heartfelt conversation with a neighbor in Chicago, or a quiet memory that warmed your heart. Write it down in a journal, available at any Walmart or local bookstore. This small act, rooted in mindfulness, helps you savor life's fleeting beauty and grounds you in gratitude. For some, death feels closer. Clara, a 79-year-old from Ohio, faced a terminal cancer diagnosis. Initially overwhelmed, She found solace in Buddhist teachings shared at a community hospice group. Instead of focusing on what she couldn't control, Clara poured her energy into small acts of love. She baked her famous oatmeal cookies for neighbors, tucking handwritten notes of gratitude into each batch. She called her children to share stories, laughed over old photos, and planted tulip bulbs in her garden, knowing they'd bloom for others. Her final months were not defined by illness, but by vibrancy, connection, and love. Clara's story reminds us that even when time is short, meaning is limitless. Death isn't the enemy. It's a gentle reminder to live meaningfully. Don't postpone forgiveness, love, or creativity for someday. A 2021 Journal of Happiness study showed that seniors who prioritized purposeful actions, like volunteering or connecting with loved ones, experienced 20% lower stress levels. From New York's busy streets to Nevada's serene landscapes, you have the power to make today count. Start now. Call a friend, share a kind word at your senior center, or help at a local food bank, as AARP programs often encourage. Each act weaves a legacy that outlives you. Comment below. What's one meaningful act you'll do today to live fully? Your response joins our community, inspiring thousands from New York to Nevada. Share your intention to make every moment matter. And let's live this day as if it's our last, because in its own way, it is. Point 3. You can't keep everyone in your life, and that's natural. As you age, you'll notice a quiet but painful shift. Relationships change. Friends who once shared your laughter drift away. Family visits become less frequent. And some connections fade without a word of explanation. This third Buddhist truth, the impermanence of relationships, can sting deeply, yet it's a natural part of life's ebb and flow. The Buddha taught that people enter our lives for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, and when their role in our story is complete, they move on. Clinging to them breeds suffering. Letting go with grace brings peace. From the vibrant communities of Arizona to the bustling streets of Chicago, seniors everywhere face this reality, but it's how we respond that shapes our joy. The Buddhist teaching of anicca, or impermanence, reminds us that nothing in life is fixed, not even the bonds we cherish most. A 2018 study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that 50% of seniors experience social loss as they age, yet those who accepted this natural drift were 20% less likely to feel lonely. Acceptance doesn't erase the pain of absence, but it frees you from the weight of trying to hold onto what must change. A Buddhist parable captures this wisdom beautifully. A young monk, heartbroken, asked his master, "Why do those I love leave me?" The master led him to a riverbank and pointed to the flowing water. "Each drop passes by," he said. "Some dance together for a moment, others part swiftly. Their leaving isn't a loss, it's the flow of life." The monk sat quietly, watching the river, and realized that love is not about ownership, but about cherishing the time shared. Consider Dorothy, a 76-year-old from a sunny retirement community in Arizona. When her best friend of 30 years moved to Florida to be closer to family, Dorothy felt abandoned, questioning her own worth. The silence where their weekly coffee chats once filled her heart was deafening. She withdrew, convinced no one could replace that bond. But a neighbor invited her to a meditation class at their local senior center, where Dorothy encountered Buddhist teachings on impermanence. The instructor shared the river parable, and it struck a chord. Dorothy began to see her friend's departure not as rejection, but as a natural shift. She decided to honor their past connection without clinging to it. She wrote a heartfelt letter to her friend, expressing gratitude for their decades of laughter, and mailed it with a smile. Then, she took a brave step. She joined a book club at the senior center, where she discussed novels ranging from mysteries to classics. Slowly, she formed a new friendship with a neighbor, Maria, who shared her love of gardening. Dorothy's heart, once closed, opened to new bonds, proving that life offers connection at any age, even in the desert landscapes of Arizona. You can embrace this truth too. A 2020 study in the Gerontologist showed that seniors who nurtured existing relationships and sought new ones felt 30% more fulfilled than those who isolated themselves. From Ohio's cozy community centers to Nevada's vibrant senior groups, opportunities for connection abound. Call a friend who still checks in, share a warm smile with a neighbor, or sign up for a Medicare-covered community event, like a crafting workshop or walking group, available through AARP programs. Don't close your heart. New friendships are waiting, whether you're 65 or 85. A 2021 Journal of Happiness Studies found that seniors who engaged in social activities at least weekly reported 25% higher emotional well-being. Try this practical step. Write a note to someone you've lost touch with, a childhood friend, a former colleague, a distant cousin. Thank them for the impact they had on your life, whether it was a shared laugh or a lesson learned. If writing feels daunting, share a memory of that person in our comments below to connect with our community, inspiring thousands from New York to California. Let go with grace, honor the connections that shaped you, and embrace the relationships yet to come. Point 4. You will see more loved ones die, but love never dies. As the years unfold, a heavy yet hopeful truth emerges. Aging brings more loss. Parents, siblings, friends, those you hold dear will leave this world, one by one. This fifth Buddhist truth acknowledges the inevitability of grief, but it offers a profound promise. Love endures beyond death. The Buddha taught, what we love lives in us. Every lesson taught, every laugh shared, every act of kindness from those we've lost remains woven into the fabric of who we are. From the quiet suburbs of Illinois to the vibrant retirement communities of California, this truth resonates, reminding us that while bodies fade, love is eternal. Grief is a universal companion in later years. A 2019 study in Death Studies found that 70% of seniors face frequent loss, with many struggling to find meaning amid sorrow. Yet, the same study revealed that those who honored their loved ones' legacies experienced lower rates of grief-related depression. Buddhism offers a path through this pain, teaching that loss is not an end, but a transformation. A timeless parable about Kisa Gautami illustrates this wisdom. Devastated by the death of her young son, Kisa Gautami wandered from house to house, clutching his lifeless body, begging for medicine to bring him back. She approached the Buddha, who gently said, "Bring me a mustard seed from a home that has never known death." With hope, she knocked on every door in her village, but each family had a story of loss, a parent, a sibling, a friend. Exhausted, she returned to the Buddha, her heart heavy, but her eyes open. She realized loss is universal, a thread binding all humanity. Her grief didn't vanish, but she found solace in shared experience, understanding that love persists beyond the physical. Consider Robert, a 78-year-old from a small town in Illinois. When his wife, Margaret, passed after a long battle with illness, Robert felt an emptiness that consumed him. He replayed her final days, haunted by moments he couldn't change. His days felt hollow, his home silent without her laughter. Then, a friend invited him to a Buddhist grief support group at their local community center. There, Robert learned to carry Margaret's love forward rather than dwell on her absence. Inspired by the group's teachings, he started a community garden in her name, planting her favorite flowers, bright marigolds and delicate lilies. Each bloom became a living tribute, a reminder that her love still flourished. Neighbors joined him, sharing stories of their own losses, and the garden became a sanctuary of connection. A 2021 study in the Journal of Loss and Trauma found that such memorial acts reduce grief by 25%, helping seniors find purpose amid pain. Robert's heart began to heal, not because he forgot Margaret, but because he honored her presence in his life. You can embrace this truth too. A 2020 Journal of Happiness studies showed that seniors who engaged in acts of remembrance, whether through storytelling or creative tributes, reported 20% higher emotional well-being. From New York's bustling senior centers to Arizona's tranquil retirement homes, you can keep love alive. Share a story about a loved one in our comments below. Perhaps a parent's sage advice, a sibling's infectious laugh, or a friend's quiet kindness. Or take a tangible step. Plant a tree in their memory. Donate to a cause they cherished, or cook their favorite recipe, like a grandmother's apple pie or a friend's lasagna. These acts, supported by local centers or AARP programs across states like Ohio and Texas, transform grief into a celebration of love. A 2022 psychology and aging study found that seniors who performed such tributes felt 15% more connected to their communities. Grief is love's echo, a testament to the depth of your bonds. Let it guide you to live fully, knowing those you've lost are never truly gone. Their lessons, their warmth, their spirit live in your actions, your memories, your heart. Don't let sorrow dim your light. Use it to shine brighter. Point 5. Your body will betray you, so befriend it instead. The fifth Buddhist truth confronts a reality we all face as we age. Your body will change. Knees creak, steps slow, and tasks that once felt effortless now demand effort. This shift can feel like a betrayal, a loss of the strength you once took for granted. But the Buddha taught that this is not betrayal. It's nature's course, as inevitable as the changing seasons. Resisting these changes breeds suffering. Embracing them with grace brings peace. From the humid shores of Florida to the vibrant senior communities of Texas, this truth invites us to reframe aging not as decline, but as evolution, a chance to care for the body that has carried us through life. The Buddhist teaching of anicca, or impermanence, reminds us that everything transforms, including our physical selves. Clinging to the body of our youth fuels frustration, but accepting its evolution opens the door to gratitude. A 2020 study in the Journal of Aging and Health found that seniors who adapted to their physical limitations were 35% less likely to feel frustrated or defeated. By listening to their bodies, resting when needed, moving gently when able, they rediscovered purpose in their changing form. A Buddhist parable captures this wisdom. An aging monk, struggling with weakness, could no longer carry heavy water buckets as he once did. Frustrated, he confided in his teacher, who handed him a cracked clay pot. "It leaks," the teacher said, "but it still holds water, nourishing the earth beneath." The monk paused, then smiled, realizing his aging body, though altered, still had purpose. Its limitations didn't diminish its value. Consider Susan, a 75-year-old from a coastal retirement community in Florida. For years, Susan resented her arthritis, which made simple tasks like gardening or opening jars painful. She saw her body as an adversary, a shadow of the vibrant self that once hiked trails and danced at community events. Her frustration grew, isolating her from the life she loved. Then, a friend invited her to a meditation class at their local senior center, where Susan encountered Buddhist teachings on acceptance. The instructor shared the cracked pot parable, and it shifted her perspective. Susan realized her body wasn't failing her, it was evolving, still capable of serving her in new ways. She began gentle stretches each morning, using free chair yoga videos from AARP's online resources. She swapped processed snacks for nutrient-rich foods like kale, blueberries, and salmon, inspired by nutrition talk at her community center. Most importantly, she rested without guilt, honoring her body's need for care. The pain didn't disappear, but her gratitude grew. Susan felt alive, not diminished, and even started a small herb garden, sharing basil with neighbors. Her renewed energy inspired others in her Florida community to embrace their own changes. Your body isn't failing, it's adapting to a new chapter. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Geriatrics showed that gentle movement, like chair yoga or short walks offered at senior centers across states like Ohio and Arizona, improves mobility by 20% and boosts mood. A 2021 Journal of Happiness Studies found that seniors who practiced mindful self-care, such as eating well and resting intentionally, reported 25% higher life satisfaction. Listen to your body. Rest when it's tired. Move when it's able. Point 5. Your body will betray you, so befriend it instead. The fifth Buddhist truth confronts a reality we all face as we age. Your body will change. Knees creak, steps slow, and tasks that once felt effortless now demand effort. This shift can feel like a betrayal, a loss of the strength you once took for granted. But the Buddha taught that this is not betrayal. It's nature's course, as inevitable as the changing seasons. Resisting these changes breeds suffering. Embracing them with grace brings peace. From the humid shores of Florida to the vibrant senior communities of Texas, This truth invites us to reframe aging not as decline, but as evolution, a chance to care for the body that has carried us through life. The Buddhist teaching of anicca, or impermanence, reminds us that everything transforms, including our physical selves. Clinging to the body of our youth fuels frustration, but accepting its evolution opens the door to gratitude. A 2020 study in the Journal of Aging and Health found that seniors who adapted to their physical limitations were 35% less likely to feel frustrated or defeated. By listening to their bodies, resting when needed, moving gently when able, they rediscovered purpose in their changing form. A Buddhist parable captures this wisdom. An aging monk, struggling with weakness, could no longer carry heavy water buckets, as he once did. Frustrated, he confided in his teacher, who handed him a cracked clay pot. "It leaks," the teacher said, "but it still holds water, nourishing the earth beneath." The monk paused, then smiled, realizing his aging body, though altered, still had purpose. Its limitations didn't diminish its value. Consider Susan, a 75-year-old from a coastal retirement community in Florida. For years, Susan resented her arthritis, which made simple tasks like gardening or opening jars painful. She saw her body as an adversary, a shadow of the vibrant self that once hiked trails and danced at community events. Her frustration grew, isolating her from the life she loved. Then, a friend invited her to a meditation class at their local senior center, where Susan encountered Buddhist teachings on acceptance. The instructor shared the cracked pot parable, and it shifted her perspective. Susan realized her body wasn't failing her. It was evolving, still capable of serving her in new ways. She began gentle stretches each morning, using free chair yoga videos from AARP's online resources. She swapped processed snacks for nutrient-rich foods like kale, blueberries, and salmon, inspired by nutrition talk at her community center. Most importantly, she rested without guilt, honoring her body's need for care. The pain didn't disappear, but her gratitude grew. Susan felt alive, not diminished, and even started a small herb garden, sharing basil with neighbors. Her renewed energy inspired others in her Florida community to embrace their own changes. Your body isn't failing. It's adapting to a new chapter. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Geriatrics showed that gentle movement, like chair yoga or short walks offered at senior centers across states like Ohio and Arizona, improves mobility by 20% and boosts mood. A 2021 Journal of Happiness Studies found that seniors who practiced mindful self-care, such as eating well and resting intentionally, reported 25% higher life satisfaction. Listen to your body. Rest when it's tired. Move when it's able. Try this practical step. Commit to a 10-minute walk or stretch each day, using free AARP videos available online or at your local library. If mobility is limited, try seated exercises offered at Medicare-supported wellness programs in places like Chicago or Nevada. Each small act honors the decades of service your body has provided through childhood adventures, career demands, and family moments. Thank your body for its resilience. It's not the enemy, but a lifelong companion, deserving of care and respect. Comment below. What's one way you'll honor your body today? Perhaps a walk, a healthy meal, or a moment of rest. Your response joins our community, inspiring thousands from New York to California. Share your commitment to self-care, and let's celebrate the strength that lies in acceptance, knowing your body's purpose endures, no matter how it changes. Point 6. You will be forgotten faster than you think, and that's okay. The sixth Buddhist truth is a humbling awakening. You will be forgotten sooner than you think. The careers you built with sweat and dedication, the homes you filled with memories, the stories you told around countless dinner tables, they will fade from the world's memory. This reality can sting, especially in a culture that celebrates legacy and recognition. But the Buddha's doctrine of anatta, or no self, offers a liberating perspective. Permanence is an illusion. Our fixation on being remembered ties us to suffering, while embracing the present sets us free. From the busy streets of New York to the quiet retirement communities of Ohio, this truth invites seniors to shift their focus from leaving a name to living with purpose today. The idea that our mark on the world will fade can feel unsettling. We spend decades striving, believing our achievements will echo through time. Yet, the Buddha taught that we are like waves in an ocean, arising briefly, then merging back into the vast flow. A 2019 study in Social Psychological and Personality Science found that seniors who focused on present actions rather than chasing a lasting legacy were 30% happier. Why? Because living in the moment releases the pressure to control what cannot be controlled. Your kindness, your generosity, your presence. These are the ripples that endure, not your name etched in history. A Zen story captures this truth with elegant simplicity. A monk nearing the end of his life was asked by a young disciple, "Master, don't you fear being forgotten?" The monk smiled and pointed to a river flowing past their temple. "Where is yesterday's water?" he asked. The disciple hesitated, then replied, "It's gone, but the river still flows." The monk nodded. "Exactly. My name may vanish, but the kindness I share continues, just as the river carries on." This wisdom reminds us that our true legacy lies not in fame, but in the quiet impact of our actions. The smiles we spark, the hands we hold, the hearts we touch. Consider Linda, an 81-year-old from a cozy neighborhood in New York. As a retired teacher, Linda had spent 40 years shaping young minds, but after retirement, she worried her contributions would be forgotten. The thought gnawed at her, dimming her days. Then, a friend invited her to a Buddhist retreat in upstate New York, where she encountered the concept of an etta. The retreat leader shared the river story, and Linda felt a shift. She realized that clinging to her past achievements was stealing her present joy. Inspired, she began volunteering at a local library, reading stories to children every Wednesday. Their wide-eyed smiles and eager questions lit her up. She also started a storytelling circle at her senior center, sharing tales from her teaching days. Linda's impact lived in the children's laughter and the community's warmth, not in her name on a plaque. A 2021 study in the Journal of Happiness Studies found that seniors who embraced present-focused actions, like volunteering, experienced 25% lower stress levels, underscoring the power of living now. You can live this truth too. A 2020 Journal of Positive Psychology study showed that seniors who engaged in daily acts of kindness reported 20% higher life satisfaction. From California's sunny senior centers to Arizona's tranquil community halls, opportunities to make a difference abound. Be kind today, help a neighbor with groceries, share a story at your local senior center, or volunteer at a food bank, as AARP programs often facilitate. These acts ripple outward, touching lives in ways you may never see. Try this practical step. Commit to one kind act each day, perhaps leaving a note for a mail carrier or calling a friend to listen. Write down how it feels in a journal, available at any Walmart. This simple practice, rooted in mindfulness, anchors you in the present and amplifies your impact. Your name may fade, but your kindness endures. Let go of the need to be remembered and embrace the joy of giving now. Aging isn't a loss, it's a privilege. These 6 Buddhist truths, accepting your appearance, death, shifting relationships, enduring love, your changing body, and fleeting legacy, teach us to flow with life's impermanence. From Texas to California, seniors are embracing these lessons, living not with fear, but with grace. You can too. Start today. Smile at your reflection, do a kind act, or call a friend. Each choice weaves a richer life. The Buddha said, "The root of suffering is attachment." Let go of what was, cherish what is, and live fully now. In Chicago's bustling streets or Florida's quiet communities, your wisdom shines. Which truth resonated most? Comment below with your city. Join our Elders Wisdom community, inspiring thousands. Try one step this week, a walk, a gratitude note, or a kind deed. Your future self will thank you. If this spoke to you, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more insights to age with purpose. Share this with a loved one to walk this journey together. Aging isn't the end, it's a new chapter. Write it with joy, wisdom, and an open heart. Thank you for being here. See you next time.